Greetings, I am Sean Redman, aka the cheesily named Darth Shawn, and it is Wednesday, so there are lots of comics, including the newest Star Wars. Star Wars, number 10. Last time, we had seen that Han and Leia had convinced Sana Solo, who was claiming to be Han Solo's wife, Han was denying it, to help them get off the planet and avoid the Empire. Meanwhile, Luke had been captured by Gracchus the Hutt and was being forced to basically fight and show that he was a Jedi. That continued this in 10. As we went a lot of back and forth, we saw it went from different characters quite a bit, and there's quite a bit in here. Han and Leia, dealing and back and forth with Sana. It's quite enjoyable to watch that back and forth because you see it as we're setting up and getting ready to go into Empire Strikes Back. It's a lot of fun to see the back and forth that is going to be the beginning of the romance that is Empire Strikes Back in India and Return of the Jedi. So that was really cool because you see it now when you're adding the third who is claiming to be the wife. It adds a lot more tension and it works actually quite well. I know a lot of people were against, including myself, were against the idea of Sana Solo in the beginning, but the way they've handled her and the way they've done her is very impressive. The other thing that's continued to happen is Chewbacca has now entered the fray as the Rebellion has sent Chewbacca and 3PO to take down or to rescue Luke and try to take down anyone who is trying to hurt Luke. And they're basically just laying waste to this planet all the time. Every person they try to get information from fights them and tries to, say, I'm not going to give you information. And Chewbacca ends up beating the living poo out of them, destroys several droids, beats up everyone in the cantina. It's awesome to watch Chewbacca go full Wookiee and just take down a lot of these things. And so those are the cool things that we've got going forward. And then we got Luke. And Luke's story is kind of small in this one, even though it's a very important part, as he is basically being forced to fight in an arena for Gracchus the Hutt. But we kind of get to see that this is part of what is going to be his Jedi training going forward. We've seen in the book Weapon of a Jedi that he's having to train himself, and so as he's looking and trying to figure more out, he's got himself caught here on the Jedi artifact collecting Gracchus the Hutt's planet, his arena, and he's having to fight a lot of the old kind of droids with the sabers, the sword saber sticks or whatever they're called. I don't remember exactly what they're called, but he's having to fight those droids from Revenge of the Sith and the Clone Wars TV show. He's going to be fighting potentially a lot of beasts now, as they're basically putting on an entertainment. There's a great quote that Gracchus is basically saying, "I don't need him to kill Darth Vader. I just need him to be entertaining in death here." So we're starting to see a little bit of Luke Skywalker starting to grow as he's going to go into Empire and become the character that we know in that movie. And we're seeing that becoming a Jedi is not easy when you don't have a master. Only other little interesting thing was we got a brief snippet of a famous bounty hunter. Dengar made a brief appearance, and it looks like he'll be making more appearances going forward as he's tracking down potentially Han and Chewie. But there was also a very... Look, I've said I don't mind when they include prequel things in comics and novels, and the prequels existed. But there's like this Gungan, and he's like talking, and all I can think about is Jar Jar Binks as a bounty hunter, and it doesn't end up well. And while it's just like a few panels, and it's just one there, it just takes you out of it because I just don't like Gungans. I don't like them. They annoy me. And so that took me out a little bit of it from the comic. In the end, though, I really am enjoying where Star Wars is going. The comics have really been strong. This is now 5 straight really good issues. And so it is easily becoming one of the best and deserves a lot of credit for that because they turned around what was kind of a weak comic to begin with and have made it really, really good and interesting. And I'm looking forward to where they're going. I mean, eventually you get to Empire Strikes Back. So either they end the run or they kind of do what they did with the Kanan comic and start over again in a little further in time. Maybe in between Empire and Jedi. Maybe I can't imagine them doing post-Jedi, but it'll be interesting to see what they do with this comic going forward, and I really have enjoyed it, and say check out Star Wars. I put it a little below Kanan and Shattered Empire right now, but it is a very good comic run, and you will not be disappointed. So what do you think? Have you been reading Star Wars, and do you like it? Let me know in the comments below. As always, go ahead and like and subscribe to my channel here, and I am Shawn Redman, aka the cheesily named Darth Shawn, and may the Force be with you, always.